Hey everyone! As the Battle Pass is ending soon, I wanted to make this video to talk about the value of the Battle Pass and if you should pick it up, and how to level up the Battle Pass quickly, especially without Resin. Before we begin, I did want to cover over that the 1.1 Battle Pass weapons have been leaked, and they are the exact same weapons as the 1.0 Battle Pass weapons. Now, it is not known if the Battle Pass missions will be the same, but you can assume that they're going to be roughly the same and work in the same regard of how to complete them. Now let's talk about the price and value of the Battle Pass. For the basic Battle Pass, it costs $10, and if you want the premium Battle Pass, it costs $20 on first purchase. If you buy the basic Battle Pass and then want to later down the road pick up the premium Battle Pass, it's going to cost you another $12. The differences between the $20 Battle Pass and the $10 basic Battle Pass is that the premium $20 Battle Pass has a unique name card that you can only get from the premium Battle Pass itself, as well as 5 fragile resin. This 5 fragile resin can vary in price or value from anywhere between 500 primogems to 1,000 primogems, depending on how many resin refreshes you do per day. If you're buying the biggest primogem top-up pack of 8,080 primogems for 100 USD, then 500 primogems is about a little over $6, and 1,000 primogems is a little over $12. Now let's quickly look at the paid rewards. You can see here that the rewards are in sets of 3, where you can see here that it's getting 222 purple books, 999 enhancement stones, and 48,000 Mora. And it increases as you go down the line. As you can see here, we have 444, 15, 15, 15, and so on, all the way till the end. This here is a really janky Google Doc that I made to write up all of my calculations as well as the totals for the paid rewards. You can see here that the Battle Pass value at the end of the day is going to be 2,520,000 Character EXP. And you can see here how I ended up with that number with 126 purple bucks. And then Mora wise, you're going to get 2,160,000. Intertwined Fate, you're going to get 4 at a 640 primogem value. You're going to get 7 blue talent book boxes and 2 purple talent book boxes, where it's going to have 5 talent books each in each box. You're also going to get 680 primogems at the very end and 1 battle pass weapon. Now, if we were to farm these rewards in-game, let's go see how many resin refreshes we'd have to do to be able to get the total value. For Character EXP books at AR45 or World Level 6, from the EXP ley lines, you get 6 to 7 blue books at 5,000 EXP each, and you get 4 to 5 purple books at 20,000 EXP each. If you average that out, you'll be getting 122,000 EXP every time you run the EXP ley line on average. At AR40 for World Level 5, you'll be getting 6 to 7 blue books and 3 to 4 purple books. If you average that out, it ends up being 102,000 EXP every time you run it. For the gold aspect, at AR45 or World Level 6, you get 60,000 Mora every time you do a gold ley line. At AR40 or World Level 5, you get 52,000 Mora or gold every time you do a ley line. We're using AR40 and AR45 as a base value for these calculations, as you really shouldn't be doing ley lines until you reach these adventure ranks. The reason why for that is stated in my resin guide video. If you haven't watched that, feel free to check that out. But to briefly summarize, the reason for that is because ley lines have a flat growth rate of the rewards, and you have plenty of other things you can farm before adventure rank 40. Now let's get on to the math calculations. For this first one, we're going to be calculating for 1 resin refresh per day with the Welkin Moon Pass that gives 3,000 primogems over a 30-day period. To farm up an extra 2,520,000 Character EXP from ley lines, at AR40 it's going to take you about 411 primogems, and at AR45 it's going to take you about 344 primogems. How I did this calculation was I took the 2,520,000 value and divided it by how much EXP you get on average for completing a ley lines, times that by 20 resin, divided that by 60 resin for a resin refresh, and then times that amount of resin refreshes by 50 primogems for the first primogem cost of a resin refresh. For the Mora or the gold, at AR40 it's going to cost 692 primogems, and at AR45 it's going to cost 600 primogems. We took the gold value, divided that by how much gold you get for a run. Then we took each of those runs and times it by 20 resin for the ley line cost, divided by 60 for the resin refreshed, then took that number and multiply it by 50 primogems again. You can see here that the refreshes is pretty much going to be how many days it's going to take as well if you're doing 1 resin refresh per day. To calculate the value of the books, I did some pretty jank math because at AR36, the talent book domain gives a random number of book drops, but I'd like to say that on average, you're getting 2 blue books and 2 green books, and 3 green books equals 1 blue book, meaning that on average, you're getting 2.67 blue books per run at AR36 domain. For purple books, this one's really scuffed because at AR45 domain, it's pretty much like the same rewards at AR36, other than that you could maybe get a purple book. So I just kind of just stated that on average, you're going to get 1 purple book per run, as the purple book drop rate is kind of low. So to get the 35 blue books that you get from the 7 boxes, it takes about 218 primogems. I got this number from taking the total amount of books divided by the average book count to get the total runs taken, and times that by 20 resin for the domain cost. Then divide that by 60 resin for the 1 resin refresh, then take that number and times that by 50 again. Same thing here for purple books to end up with a total of 166 primogems used. At AR45, if you add it all up, it would take around 26.61 days of refreshes and 1,329.68 primogems to farm up all the resources. You also have to keep in mind that the paid battle pass has 4 Intertwined Fate, which has a value of about 640 primogems and 680 raw primogems, leading to a total of 1,320 primogem value. If you take this number and add it to the amount of primogems required to farm up the paid battle pass resources, you end up with a total of 2,650 primogems used of the 3,000 primogems from the Welkin Moon Pass. This also does not include the battle pass weapon, and the battle pass weapon should have a value of at least 1,600 primogems, as that is how much it takes to get on average a 4-star weapon. So as you can see from this math calculation, if you could only choose to buy the Welkin Moon Pass or the Battle Pass, technically it's better for you to buy the Welkin Moon Pass, as you can get everything from the Battle Pass except for the weapon for less than half the cost. But the Battle Pass weapons are unique to the Battle Pass themselves and cannot be summoned or wished. So if you guys do like any of the Battle Pass weapons, it is a lot more value to pick up the Battle Pass, as a weapon costs at least $10. Now this next scenario we're going to be calculating is going to be a 3 resin refresh per day with Welkin Moon Pass, and you're going to be using that first resin refresh on something else that's not related to farming up the Battle Pass resources. This calculation is more of a for fun thing, as obviously the Battle Pass is going to be better value than buying pure raw primogems to go farm up the extra resources you get from the Battle Pass. We use the same formula as before, but instead of timesing the amount of refreshes by 50 primogems, we times the amount of refreshes by $1.25, as $1.25 is approximately the cost it is to obtain 100 primogems. So at AR40, to obtain 2,520,000 character EXP, it would cost about $10.30. At AR45, it would cost about $8.60. For the Mora of 2,160,000 at AR40, it would cost about $17.30. And at AR45, it would cost about $15. For the books, it would be about $5.50 for the blue books and about $4.20 for the purple books. In total, it would cost about $33.30 in a little over 13 days at AR45 to farm, with 2 extra primogem refreshes per day bought with pure raw primogem packs. Too long, didn't understand, or math too hard, the Battle Pass is super value and you should pick it up if you can afford the $10. If you can't afford the $10 value, don't sweat it, as you could still beat the game without the resources from the Battle Pass. Now that you guys are Adventure Rank 20 to get the free Battle Pass and have decided to buy the paid Battle Pass if you guys can afford it, I'm going to show you guys how to level up the Battle Pass quick and easy. For the dailies, all you have to do is log in for the first login one. For the complete 4 daily commissions, you can actually do daily commissions with your friends to complete them at a faster rate. Each person in the world, in the co-op world, can end up doing 1 daily commission, although some of the daily commissions will require the host to talk to an NPC or a object to begin the daily commission. But keep in mind, your daily commission rewards are based on your world level of the host world level, so make sure that when you are co-oping, everybody in the world is the same world level, preferably. Also, we've said this many times before, but don't think you can cheat the game by doing commissions in your friend's world and then do commissions in your own world. You can only receive rewards from commissions 4 times per day, and you're automatically receiving the commissions as soon as you finish them. For the Mine 10 items, you can actually send people out on character expeditions. Just make sure that you have 1 unit on a mining node. The last daily to use 150 original resin is also very easy, especially with 1.1 raising the original resin cap to 160. You can also use condensed resin to double the speed of using your resin on ley lines and domains. What's interesting is that the first season of the Battle Pass actually has a weekly that only has 1 day to complete it. You can actually complete all the weeklies except for the one that requires you to use original resin in 1 day, and without using any resin at all. The weekly to forge 20 items is actually very easy, where all you have to do is go to any blacksmith and have them craft some enhancement stones. But you do have to collect the enhancement stones to count as it being forged. As you see there, I collected 5 enhancement stones. If you look at my weekly pass here, you can see that I have 5 items forged. But keep in mind that you can only craft 300,000 EXP worth of stones from the blacksmith per day. The 3-star stones give 10,000 EXP apiece, or from the crystal chunks. The 2-star stones give 2,000 EXP from the white iron chunks, and the 1-star pieces give 400 EXP from the regular iron chunks. For the cook 20 dishes weekly, you could just fry 20 eggs really fast. And for the spend 500,000 Mora, you're probably spending 500,000 Mora faster than you even know it, leveling up your artifacts, your equipment, your characters, etc, etc. Now onto the weeklies that people don't know that you can complete quickly and without resin. The biggest one being the complete leyline deposit challenges 20 times. Most people think you have to use resin to do this. However, if you guys did not know this, there are actually 2 ley lines in each region. As you can see here, there's a EXP ley line here and a gold ley line here in Monstat. From over here in Liyuet, there's an EXP ley line here and a gold ley line here. You can see here that my progress is 0 out of 20, but as I kill this Whopper Flower to finish out the ley line, you can see at the Battle Pass now, I am registered as having 1 out of 20 completed. You can continue to complete all 4 of your ley lines in your own world and they will respawn on reset, but if you do need to do multiples for the day, you could join other people's world of same world level or lower and it will still count as a completion. If you need people to play with, you can always join the Discord and enter the co-op section to go find people that have ley lines. The monsters required for the defeat 10 elite opponents weekly are the world bosses that do require 40-60 resin, but you can just defeat them without collecting their rewards, aka not using resin. I will show you here, I am at 0 out of 10, but as I kill this Cryo Regispine, I am at 1 out of 10. Go over here to the weekly and you can see here 1 out of 10. The same can be done for the weekly wolf as well as the weekly storm terror battle, but keep in mind that if you kill the weekly wolf in your world, he will not respawn until the next week. So you will have to kill it in another person's world, preferably of the same world level as you. Also, if you kill the wolf in someone else's world, this will count as the kill credit. So do not think that you have killed it in your own world. Make sure that you go to your handbook and go to your domains, and your bosses, and go scroll down and see if the wolf has a respawn icon on it, as well as if the treasures have been claimed for the week. There is a new weekly boss in 1.1, and if it does get added to the weekly challenges, you should be able to kill it and not claim the rewards just like the other ones to get the completion credit. Now for the collect 100 Monstat local specialties, I recommend that you pull up an interact map and toggle on the local specialties so that you can find them a lot easier. For Monstat, the Volberries actually have 3 on each spawn zone, so those are a really easy pick. Cecilia are very commonly found on this Star Snatch Cliff. Then the Woven Hooks and Lampgrass are found in large quantity at Woven Dome. And you could also get some of the Philanemo mushrooms free from Springvale. You can also go into other people's worlds and ask them kindly if you could take these resources, as people typically don't need a lot of these. For the Liyue specialties, I recommend you go to the Chincha village up in the northwest of the region and collect a bunch of these Juyun chilies. Also try to collect some of these glazed lilies as you go along, but the Juyun chilies have 3 chilies per vine. You can also find a bunch of these at the Chiyun Peak as well. And in regards to the missions under the This BP period category, these missions actually do not contribute to your weekly EXP limit, meaning that you can never actually hit the weekly EXP limit. From doing the dailies, you can get 645 Battle Pass EXP or 4,515 EXP per week. And if you add these all up, you can get roughly about 4,995 EXP per week, resulting in a total of 9,510 EXP per week, excluding any of the EXP you'll be getting from the Battle Pass missions. There are also Battle Pass missions that come out occasionally during events, whether they are full-blown events or just small events. I should have probably talked about this first, but I'm going to talk about it last. The Battle Pass does require 1,000 EXP to level up, and it's going to be 1,000 EXP for every single level, no matter how far you are. So in total, it requires 50,000 EXP to max out. That's going to be all for this video. Please do leave a like, comment down below how you feel the Battle Pass can be improved, subscribe for more Genshin Impact content, join the Discord to take part in our Genshin Impact community, follow me on Twitch for some live tips, follow me on my socials for some short tips and infographics, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.